Outer Orange.
Worlds is right around the corner. You guys know how this goes. We got a lot to talk about. We have a tier list to discuss. This is basically the predictions, also kind of just a idea of what this new set 7 format is going to be looking like, how Summerfest is going to be going into, and before we hit set 8. So let's go ahead and talk about for Cardfight Vanguard all the possible decks that we're going to be seeing. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, fam, here we are. As you guys know, I will be casting Shadowverse Evolve while Vanguard is happening, but it doesn't mean I haven't been playing Vanguard and I'm not doing anything with it. Obviously, I'm still playing it. Obviously, I've been playing the new set and everything like that. It's a really fun set. I've really been enjoying some of the cards in it, but of course, we have Worlds right around the corner. What is going to win Worlds? Let's go ahead and talk about it, but also we have Summerfest happening during summer. So what are we going to be taking for that? Let's go ahead and break it all down. First, we're going to make our usual, this is basically just like, I don't know, like tier 1. I would say we have a tier. We have 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is basically like all the tiers. The 1 is like best deck basically, and then we have like solid choices out over here for tier 2. Tier 3 is probably like more casual, I would say. And then tier 4 is probably like it's okay tier, and then we have like don't do this to yourself tier. Don't do this to yourself, and this is basically just like the worst of the worst, or they're just like incomplete decks, or there's just really nothing good going on here, so just don't touch it type of thing. But anyway, just to give you guys some idea of sort of how we're looking like with all these tiers, a lot to talk about here. I'm just gonna quickly clean some of this stuff up, so give me a second while I clean a couple things up. All right, fam, I did some small cleanup. Now, just a little disclaimer, we are actually about to get these black decks and like Deca-kun and Grandpa, so I'm actually probably gonna put these here for now. I think I might be missing one. Maybe it's like this or something like that. I don't know. I get kind of lost with these collabs a little bit, but let's go ahead and start with the Child decks. The Child decks, as much as I want to say like they're good or anything like that, I don't think they are. There's probably one in here that's not too bad, but we're just gonna go ahead and just put the Triumph down here. Now, I will say there might be room for this to be kind of here. It's actually possible because the new support that set 7 brought in actually makes this deck good. So like maybe there's room for this. Maybe there's room to kind of bump it up. I'll keep it down here. This guy's not very good. This guy's very okay. Cat the Blaze just got its new promo, so it might be kind of okay. Doji, I actually think is a solid choice right now. I think people are really sleeping on Doji. It's obviously not as great as it used to be, but I actually think this deck is a solid pick. Al Calibra, I think, falls into a solid pick. It kind of is like in between 2 and 3. I almost think it has this moments where it's like it's same, but then it kind of falls off. Eugene is definitely a don't do this to yourself. I really tried. It was a waste of my time. Don't do this to yourself. I think Varga is actually a vulnerable pick, but I definitely think it's going down towards the end of the horrible picks. I do think you can still probably get some games through, but it's nowhere near as good. I think Gandiva is actually very, very strong this set. It's definitely not the best deck, but I do think it's right below the best decks. I actually think this deck is definitely a menace. Be very careful of this deck. Vermilion's definitely don't do this to yourself. Verbal, I don't think we have this. I'll go put this down here. Bob, people consider this to be the best deck. I do think this deck's insanely strong. I am going to put it up here. It has so much good things for going for. I think under a really good pilot, this is definitely a strong deck. Now, I will say it doesn't mean it doesn't randomly, it can't die. You can actually still kill this deck. It's not like it's completely unplayable or anything like that. I do think people are kind of hyping up a little too much. Not that I'm saying this isn't strong. I will hands down agree with the fact that this deck's strong. I do think it's not a completely like unwinnable matchup or anything like that. I definitely think you can definitely beat it. It's just if they open broken with the restanders and everything, it's really, really hard. So I'm definitely the best deck in the format. This is the Child deck cards. We'll put this down here. Android, if we get the new stuff, I actually think it'll be a solid pick. I think right now it's a little bit on the casual side, so keep it there. Blagmire, it has a really good matchup at Levy, but really nothing else. I think this is definitely a casual pick, but I can see like someone trying to cope on this and trying to bring it in. Lukier is actually good, but I think she's way too pilot heavy, so we'll put her in the it's okay. Sacrifice Glass also has its moments, but I do think it's more of an okay. Barrow, I think, is horrendous. Don't play Barrow. I think Harry's actually pretty solid. I think it's a very unsolved territory type deck. We just got those new Shenry clones as well, so I think there's some room for this guy. I think Lyle also falls into this, probably on the better end. Maybe something like this, probably. We want to keep Alcubra and Varga towards the end. They're definitely like towards the end type of decks. They're not as insane. This deck is Spefnil's not very good. I tried this and I was like, man, it's just too slow. Way too slow. Estrella is definitely probably on the casual side. This new deck. I haven't actually tried this. I think this is like, I don't think we have this yet. I think this is next set. I think I could be wrong. We got the new Blagmar. This is set 8, so we don't have this one yet, but it is a very, very good deck once we do have it. This is the trial deck. It's very okay. Raziel, I don't know if this is new Raziel, old Raziel. It looks like it's old Raziel, so we're just gonna put him down here. And then we have new Raziel right here. He's probably like somewhere here. I don't think he's as good now with Bob around, but I don't think it's bad either. It definitely has the hand to kind of deal with it, but I think late game Bob just wins because it just out resources it. Well, I think is our Martha casual side, but I don't think it's terrible. I think it's getting slightly better. I think Medallion, whatever you want to call this deck, I think this deck's insane in Stride meta. Like Stride meta, this deck's like absolutely broken. So if you feel there's a lot of Stride decks, this deck's good. It's like tier 2 good, but if you're not facing Stride decks, it's like tier 3. So I'm gonna put it at the end of tier 2, maybe because I'm a little biased. I think Alden's okay. I don't think it's a bad pick. I think it's a little slow. It might be more the casual side. I don't know. We have Cerulean here. I don't know where to put Cerulean. I'm going casual, but some people will argue with me that's higher. They probably not wrong. It probably is tier 2. This is the Divine Sister deck. This looks like a don't do this to yourself tier. Hounds is definitely casual, but it has potential to be better over time. Youthberg, I believe this is rebuilt, so we don't have this yet. We have the new Alfred, we don't have that yet. Astrum, probably some sauce in it, but it's definitely down there. Velstra is definitely starting to become very okay. I know some people argue with me, like, not really argue with me, but they basically brought up the point that they think this deck's better. I just really don't. I think this deck's way too slow now, and this goes for someone who I really actually thought this deck had all potential, but it's very okay. We have Rotovisor. Rotovisor is very okay. Dayusha, I think, has some spotlight just because of the going first, going second. It sometimes randomly dies to it to like just your opponent just like checking triggers and you just don't have enough shield to block through it. I think Arkwright is definitely don't do this to yourself tier. I'm sorry, it just ain't that good. I think El Padillo also falls into this. I think people cope on El Padillo, but I definitely don't think it's that good. I think this guy's okay. I think he gets better in set 8. Cristiano's is okay, but we're gonna put him down here. Valino is definitely on the casual side right now. It has that random deck out win con, but it's really not that great right now. I think we need some kind of win con for her that isn't deck out. Zorga, I actually think Zorga is a formidable choice. I think it actually isn't that bad. I just took Zorga to Vanguard Day, and this is my first time playing Zorga in literal months. So I was a little rusty on it, and I actually don't think this deck's bad. I think it could use a little bit of fine-tuning, just a tiny bit. I took Wolfrin's list, and it wasn't bad. Like, in all honesty, the deck was actually performing pretty well. It has this PG recycling. I think the issue is, like, sometimes you just don't have 5k shields early on, and you'll randomly die because of that, because your opponent will, like, turn to rush you, and then you can't really answer it. It can be a little sloppy, but that's the only thing. Outside of that, if you wall up, like, you're basically unstoppable, your numbers get insane, and I actually think there's some room for this. The Strahaya, whatever deck, this deck, I think with the new promo is like hitting tier 2, but I think right now it's definitely on the casual side. Rose, I definitely think is a contender. We'll put her kind of maybe up here with Harry. I think this is definitely a very solid choice. You can't go wrong with it. Love Address is definitely probably here with the best deck, because it is definitely one of the few decks that you definitely have to, it's unrestricted right now, it's broken. It's still really strong, so definitely up here with like the good boys. Roa is definitely a don't do this to yourself. I will say Roa has its moments where it's really good, and then you have like no hand sometimes and you just scoop sideways. Maelstrom is being super checked right now by Bob, so I think Maelstrom unfortunately is like here. Argo Siren, I just kind of finished testing this. It's very okay. It definitely needs more help. It's definitely a casual deck right now. I'm going to throw it in the casual tier for the time being. This deck's really good. We don't have it yet, so we're going to throw it down here. We don't have the new Magnolia either. Marlene is like casual right now. It might be hitting the tier 2 slot once we get the new high 5 order. Right now she's kind of here. Chris Rain kind of falls into this. Flam G with the new support is like tier 2. I think without it is like definitely casual at the moment. I think this deck's casual. I really tried, but this no PG thing with this deck is brutal. There's like I talked to a Chi who somehow makes this deck work. I'm trying, I really am, but having only one PG definitely really hurts. It is nice to buff up your board and stuff like that on your opponent's turn, but it's not enough, unfortunately. I think this Medial deck is kind of don't do yourself to territory. Same with this deck. Michu's probably pretty decent still. I would say be on the lookout for this deck. It's actually pretty good. Kyoka definitely on the don't do this to yourself. It used to be, it felt so good. Now it just feels so bad. Leticia falls here. Absolute Zero I really feel like is a knowledge check. If you just don't know what this deck does, you can randomly get like side tossed by it, but I don't think it's that bad. I think Coral kind of falls into this. Vert. This deck's actually pretty good. So it just got a new Guard Restrict kind of girl, and it's actually pretty decent. It just needs high 5, and I think this deck will kind of go up. I think right now I'm going to put at the top of casual. You definitely need to be cautious of that Guard Restrict. It's actually very scary, but I think this deck has a little bit of hand issue. I think this Australia deck, or Artesia, this is the lock deck. I think it's here. I don't think it's as great as other people think it is, but I do think its BOF matchup is a little bit more tolerable, so put it there. This is a new Kyrie. She'll be better once we actually get her, but we don't have her yet, so we'll put her here. The new tree deck, I've been hearing so many good things about the tree deck. I'm gonna put them at the above of the very beginning of casual because I haven't tested this yet, but I've just been hearing good stuff. I think there's room for this. There's a chance that maybe someone will cook something up that'll actually do really well in Worlds. So I'm gonna keep it up here. For those of you copers out there who truly think there's some sauce for this, I'm with you. I hear you. I understand you. Push it all the way through. Win with it. The new Morphonica deck, we don't have it yet, but it's actually pretty solid. Same with this Lock deck. Some people put this like tier 20 billion, like tier 7, and then it like got first place. So I don't think this deck's bad. I think the new Mygo is really good. Got some Nirvana. I got new support. Maybe it's like in the okay tier. Probably the okay tier. Nirvana. Oh, this is Java. Probably the okay tier as well. This guy, okay tier. Tamiyura. I don't think Tamiyura is good. I don't think this deck's good either. Sure, Nui is definitely like a pick. It's definitely not a bad pick. We have the Dino deck, definitely down here somewhere. I got Bruce. He can join the Hades deck, definitely can join that. Chrono Jet's like, I think actually casual right now. It's just so weird to put him in casual. I just don't think he's that great. Got the Bruce. There's some new cards. Maybe there's some sauce here. I don't know. Chaos I actually think is a decent pick. I think the aggression of Chaos is actually really strong right now, especially now that we have access to the triggers. I actually think this isn't a bad pick. Maybe I'm coping, might be casual. I don't think it's that bad. I think Greedon sucks though. This the cat deck is pretty bad. Jejeweled, some will argue Jejewed's pretty good. I do think it can be. I think it's very pilot driven. We'll put it on top of like casual somewhere. I don't think this deck's that good. Majesty Ward Blaster is kind of very okay. We got Phantom Blaster kind of joining in. Minerva's probably like on the casual end as well. We have this Hexa Orb deck, definitely struggling. Thagria is definitely struggling. Ezel is about to get support, so we'll just hold on to Ezel if you can. Bastion is definitely not too great right now. Old Alden, definitely entering that. I think Youthberg is okay. Luard, I do think is definitely on the potential chance. Leohan, very okay. Unfortunately, I wish it was better. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm just gonna put it here. I genuinely don't know what that is. I think Prison's really good, actually. I think it's definitely up here somewhere. I think it's definitely a pick that people are not looking into that deeply. Heroes is pretty okay. This Bat deck is definitely at the top of the charts. One of the few decks that can definitely skyrocket through. I think Messiah is pretty okay. We got the Vanguard. Vanguard got a new card. There might be some sauce for this. Ava is probably in the tier 2 slot as well. We'll talk about some of these once we get through all these decks. So that's definitely had to do this to yourself. Orvis has just got new support, so there's probably room for this to be okay. Gravidia is definitely a don't do this to yourself. Flatberg is a don't do this to yourself. BSF 4 Magnolia, not very good. We got the Ganfia. Ganfia has its moments, and some people actually really deem this deck to be worthy. I don't disagree. I think there's definitely some room for this. We'll put in the casual slot. The removal just hurts. Body's kind of in that casual realm as well. Roa, I don't know. I don't think it's that good. Mythiarch, unfortunately, is okay, in my opinion. I think if you actually test it, it's okay, but it's very okay. And I think set 7 definitely knocks it down. I think last set, this deck was actually better. I think this deck's a lot worse. Magnolia Mask is very okay. Leonard's actually not too bad. I think it can enter the casual. Kyrie, I will probably bump up Kyrie to up here, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Pachoka is definitely pretty rough. I think it's just very okay. I think this verse is not very good. Alice Steele, Lunarol, Ballista. I tried to make Ballista work. She's very I tried making Harmonia work. I can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at the game. I don't know. I can't make it work. Fennel is like probably okay. Probably casual okay right now. Charmout is definitely probably closing in on casual, but maybe even touching solid choices. Tiana, very okay. Pacifica, very okay. But I think Pacifica's actually bad. But Labrador is like casual, I would say. And then this is another collab deck. We'll just throw on there. We do have the old Morphonica. Old Morphonica is definitely bad, but new Morphonica is good. And then Mygo is probably somewhere up here, like kind of waiting towards the solid picks. Anyway, so let me I know I kind of went through that a little fast. We're gonna kind of break this down. So basically, tier 1, we have like the decks you should be afraid of. Like those are the decks that you're probably gonna see and you have to fight it out. And they're probably one of these might win. Like in actuality, I can see a world where something in tier 2 might win as well. There's a world where something in here will do well, and that's why I want to say tier 1 and tier 2 are both really, really good contenders. I would say like any of these decks in here are all viable. It is still Overdress. Overdress can randomly just get through like over triggers and stuff like that. Like Lyle can just keep blasting with OTs and keep winning the dice roll, and it can just win the whole thing. Same with the bat deck. Like it can just, you know, go first, win the whole thing. It's very possible because these decks are all very strong. It's just like, you know, there's some decks that you're gonna see more of, or some decks that are more consistent in what they do, but they might not see triggers or something like that. Like Bob is insane, but if it doesn't check triggers, or if it doesn't, you know, find its pieces in time, or if it damages a lot of stuff, doesn't heal, then it's not very good. Love Address, if it gets blasted early, like against bat or something, it's gonna struggle, but it doesn't mean the decks aren't insane. They're still like really, really strong, right? But so chances are these decks will probably win, but there's a chance that some of these down here might also do really well. So I put all these decks kind of in the same, almost in the same tier. It's just very obvious that these two are more popular and will be more played, but that's my personal opinion. I do think anything in here, tier 4, is like unplayable in terms of meta. I think casually these are fine, but like if you're trying to like win, I don't think there's much going on here. I would argue Maelstrom was good last set. There was like definitely room for him to be like a top 8 contender, but for first place, no, this deck definitely has like some of its own problems that it struggles into. So yeah, that's basically kind of where this tier is. And I think anything here is like borderline unplayable, or has really bad matchups, or it's just too outdated, or it needs help. I think the only decks in here that might have something that I don't know about is like the Bruce, because Bruce has like some new cards that came out. There might be room for it. I don't know. I haven't tested it, so there's possibility that maybe Bruce shouldn't be in here. But overall, I think this is a pretty good spotlight check. If we get a ban list, which I definitely think we will be getting a ban list prior to Summerfest, it'll make this chart a little bit easier like to kind of deal with. We'll have a lot more like best decks and a lot less like 2-deck format going on here. Technically, it's almost 3-deck format. It's almost like this. 50cards.shop, code orange if you need anything. I also have BCW as well for some supplies. You guys can check out Orange 10 for that. Hope you guys enjoy this. Like and subscribe as always. I'm dropping this right before Worlds, so we'll see how Worlds plays out. I'll be in the Shadowverse side, but don't worry, I'll be looking over and seeing what's going on the Vanguard side. I can't wait to see some random deck win it all. It would be really funny to see something like Doji just win it all like last year. I think it'd be a really funny way to go. I'm pretty sure the guy that's taking I'm not 100% sure. I don't talk to the person, but the guy made a post a while back saying that he's gonna bring Doji back for Worlds, so we'll see if that's actually true or not. But anyway, guys, peace out. Das vidania. See you guys in a future video. Bye.